Welcome to Super Showdowns, the ultimate destination for epic battles and legendary showdowns. Join us as we put iconic superheroes, villains, and mythological figures against each other in thrilling matches of strength, strategy, and skill. The void of space churned as a force unlike any other surged toward Earth, a behemoth forged from an unfathomable rage, a cosmic wound that refused to heal. Mangog. He was not born, nor was he created. He was vengeance incarnate, the screams of a billion souls, slain in cold cruelty by the hands of Asgard, had not faded with time. Instead, they had merged, fusing into a single, unstoppable entity. His existence was a curse upon the gods, a promise that no crime, no matter how long buried, would go unpunished. Now Odin was dead. Asgard lay in ruin, and yet the fires of vengeance still burned in Mangog's monstrous heart. If Asgard no longer stood, he would turn his wrath upon Midgard, Earth. He would bring ruin to the world the gods so often meddled in. He would tear down their favored children, and when all had turned to dust, perhaps then, he would rest. As he descended upon the blue world, his presence alone shattered the sky. Storms of cosmic fury ignited the atmosphere, swirling clouds of red and gold, casting the land in a doomed glow. Cities fell to chaos. People looked up, witnessing an apocalypse in motion. He landed in the ruins of New York City, his colossal form sending shockwaves rippling through the land. Buildings toppled, streets cracked and split apart. Vehicles and debris flew into the air as though they weighed nothing at all. The first humans he saw, the brave ones, dared to fight. They were ants in comparison, wielding weapons that barely sparked against his impenetrable hide. Their screams joined the chorus of wailing souls within him. He crushed them beneath his heel, his massive clawed hand, sweeping aside tanks and steel as though they were mere leaves in the wind. He did not speak, he did not need to. His mission was clear: destroy everything. And so, the march of annihilation began. Across the vastness of space, past the broken remnants of Sakaar, another force stirred. Deep within a ruined wasteland, amidst the wreckage of civilizations long since burned to ash, a giant sat alone. His skin, once a vibrant green, now pulsed with an eerie, radiant glow, coursing with an energy too vast to be contained. His presence alone warped the air, the sheer density of his being pressing down upon the world around him. He had come here to be alone, to escape, to forget. For too long, he had been used, manipulated, feared. He had tried to control it, to control himself, but the truth was inescapable. The rage was always there. It had never left. It had only waited, and now it called. A voice echoed in his mind, not his own, but something deeper, something ancient, a warning. Something comes, a destroyer, a god-killer, a challenge. His eyes snapped open. His breath alone sent a ripple through the ground, cracking the crust of the planet beneath him. His fingers curled, his knuckles turning white, as the gamma fire within him surged once more. They called him Hulk.
Hey you, don't just watch. Subscribe please.
But this was not the same creature that had once rampaged mindlessly. This was something more. The world had called him many things: the Green Scar, the World Breaker, a force beyond gods. And he was about to remind them why. The moment he leaped from the ruins of Sakaar, the very planet cracked. Molten rivers of magma erupted behind him, as though the world itself were relieved to be rid of him. A sonic boom shattered asteroids in his path as he traveled faster than thought. A blazing comet of pure rage streaking through the endless void. Earth loomed ahead, and so did the threat. Mangog had already begun his onslaught. Cities fell before him like sandcastles before a tidal wave. Bridges snapped like twigs. Even Earth's heroes had tried to halt him, and failed. Thor was gone, Odin was gone. But now something else had come. The sky split apart. The impact of Hulk's landing was cataclysmic. His descent cracked the planet's crust, sending earthquakes rippling across entire continents. The ground buckled and lifted in jagged slabs. Cities miles away felt the aftershock, and oceans surged violently as though recoiling from his very presence. And there he stood, larger, heavier, stronger. His form pulsed with radiant green light, energy spilling from his skin in violent cracks, his body a nuclear furnace barely held together. His eyes, once wild with unthinking fury, now burned with something far more terrifying: focus. Across the ruined city, Mangog slowly turned. His glowing demonic eyes regarded Hulk with something rare. Not contempt, not amusement, recognition. "You!" Mangog growled, his voice deeper than the abyss, a sound of 1 billion tortured souls speaking as one. "You are no god." Hulk rolled his shoulders, the movement alone sending small tremors through the ruined earth beneath him. His massive hands clenched into fists, green light pulsating between his fingers like unstable radiation ready to detonate. "I break gods." For the first time in an eternity, Mangog grinned, a hideous, twisted thing. "Then prove it." And the world shattered. The world quaked beneath them. Mangog charged, his colossal form blotting out the horizon. His burning eyes glowed with the rage of 1 billion slaughtered souls, and his roar split the air like a god's funeral hymn. He was vengeance incarnate, the doom of deities, the nightmare of pantheons. But Hulk did not falter. The Worldbreaker stood tall, his emerald skin glowing with the unchecked fury of a living gamma bomb. His fists clenched, his breathing deep and slow. His muscles pulsed with power, power that had crushed worlds, power that had torn through time itself. Then impact. Mangog's fist struck Hulk's chest with a force beyond comprehension. The ground beneath them collapsed, sending entire city blocks into the abyss. A shockwave ripped through the planet, flattening mountains, sending tsunamis crashing against distant shores. The air itself exploded from the sheer pressure.
Hey you, don't just watch. Subscribe please.
Hulk staggered back, his feet digging trenches into the crumbling earth. For the first time in the battle, a grunt of pain escaped his lips. Mangog didn't stop. He drove a second punch into Hulk's ribs, his fist cracking the very fabric of reality. The blow sent Hulk hurtling through miles of shattered terrain, his body carving a deep gorge through the planet's crust. But the moment Hulk landed, he launched himself back. He leapt with such force that the very earthquakes followed him. In an instant he closed the gap, his fist glowing with the gamma rage of a collapsing sun. Crack! Hulk's punch landed square on Mangog's jaw. A shockwave detonated outward, sending hurricanes of fire and debris across the ruined wasteland. Mangog's head snapped back, his massive form skidding across the surface of the planet, dragging up mountains in his wake. Hulk was on him again in an instant. He swung a devastating left hook, then another, each punch shattering the laws of physics. His blows bent gravity itself, warping the very essence of time around them. But Mangog endured. He roared in defiance, his hands glowing with the burning hatred of a fallen people. His claws lashed out, carving through Hulk's chest, leaving deep gashes that instantly began to heal. The beast's tail whipped around, slamming into Hulk's spine with enough force to break entire planets. Hulk grunted, but he did not fall. Instead, he grinned. "You hit like a god." Hulk's voice was thick with power, shaking the heavens. He raised both fists above his head. Gamma light radiated off his skin, his muscles expanding, his rage multiplying by the second. And gods break. Then with all his fury, he brought his fists down. The impact ripped the heavens apart. A continent disintegrated. Mountains melted into rivers of fire. The ocean was flung into the sky, forming tidal waves taller than nations. The planet wobbled in its orbit. Mangog howled in agony, his monstrous form crushed into the depths of the earth itself. His body sank into the planet's mantle, molten rock rushing in to consume him. But even then he fought back. A massive explosion erupted from the core of the earth as Mangog burst free, flames and lava dripping from his hide. His rage had no limits. His fury had no end. "You cannot kill hatred," Mangog bellowed, his voice warping reality itself. "I am the vengeance of the forgotten, the wrath of the unjustly slain." Hulk's eyes narrowed. "You're strong," he admitted. Then his fists tightened. "But I'm stronger." With a single step, he shot forward, his speed shattering the sound barrier 1,000 times over. His fist glowed with boundless gamma fury, and then he punched through Mangog's chest. The impact was so immense that it sent Mangog flying into space. He tore through the sky, his body a flaming meteor hurtling toward the abyss. Hulk followed, leaping after him with the power of a living god. They collided again in orbit, their fists meeting in a final cataclysmic exchange. The moon shook from the force, the rings of Saturn fractured. The entire solar system seemed to shudder at the power being unleashed. Mangog lashed out, desperation in his monstrous eyes. Clawed hands found Hulk's throat, attempting to choke the life from him. The beast's fangs gnashed, snapping at Hulk's head. Hulk grabbed Mangog's arms and snapped them. The sound was deafening, echoing across the void. Mangog's scream was one of pure agony. Hulk grabbed the beast by the throat, dragging him close. "I've had enough." Then with one final, earth-shattering punch, Hulk drove his fist through Mangog's skull. A massive shockwave erupted, sending debris scattering into the void. And then, silence. Mangog's body drifted in space, broken, defeated. The beast of vengeance, the slayer of gods, was no more. Hulk floated in the void, his body glowing with gamma radiation, his breath slow and deep. He looked down at the ruined earth below, its surface scarred and reshaped from their battle. For a long moment he just stared. Then he turned away. With a single leap, he descended back toward the planet, vanishing in the dust and ruins he had left behind. He had won. But deep in the void, amidst the shattered remains of Mangog's essence, something stirred, and it whispered, "Hatred never dies."